forecast for rain. As a result, the locals were dressed in shorts and t-shirts, while the tourists all wore jackets. I took her through St. Stephen's Green to get her oriented, then we went sightseeing. It had been 3 years since she'd visited, and although she knew the city fairly well, I wanted to make sure she was comfortable finding her way back to my place. I also pointed out the various places she could comfortably walk back to Irrelaw and come out someplace safe. There was one place in Dublin, on the Trinity College campus, where I could walk directly into my smithy, although another world was between Earth and Irrelaw. In the Christchurch Cathedral yard, I could walk into a small park in Erie City. From a temple bar ladies' room, I could walk into the ladies' room of a tavern on the edge of the marketplace. Since there was another world between Earth and Irrelaw, attempting to escape Earth's reality going to the wrong location could dump a walker into some uncomfortable places. At any time, there are at least 2 and as many as 8 worlds adjacent to the one a person is in. A turn in the wrong world could even be fatal. My mother's hair was silver when we were young. It had become prematurely white by the time we left home, and I'm sure much of it had to do with having 3 kids learning to walk between worlds. "So, are you going to tell me what business brings you here?" I asked. "There's been a theft from the library. A priceless artifact was smuggled out and transferred off-world. We've caught the thieves, at least some of them, but we believe it was sent to Crossroads." "And what kind of artifact, if I may inquire?" "A book. Imagine if the Book of Kells or the first Gutenberg Bible disappeared. Well, this one is even older and rarer. As far as we know, it's the very first printed book." "What's it called?" "Depending on how you translate it, the title is Satan's Philosophy, Satan's Pronouncements, or The Gospel of Satan. The book is from hell, written in devilish. The content is widely available, but this particular book is printed on the first printing press. The pages are tanned devil skin, and it's covered in human skin. Spelled, of course. The book hasn't noticeably deteriorated." "Delightful. I'll have to get one for my coffee table. How old?" "About 2,000 Earth years. Devils were far ahead of most other races in developing certain technologies." "Is it magical in itself? I mean, is it dangerous?" She seemed to think about it. "We're afraid that in the wrong hands it might be. A devil might be able to use it, but not a human or an elf. We really don't know for sure, but we don't want to find out. It's been in the Library Museum for almost 700 years. "So you don't even know if it's Satan's own grimoire or a collection of Bible stories for devilish kids?" She gave me a sheepish look. "Not really. I mean, it contains magic. You can feel it. But we don't know how to unlock it or what it might be used for." I thought about it and how the marketplace worked. "You're not going to find it in the marketplace," I said. "But that is where we were told—" She started, but I held up my hand. "You were told that it was headed for Crossroads, right? There are 2 markets here. The night market is different than the main marketplace. It's a black market where stolen goods, slaves, and forbidden weapons are sold and other nefarious business is done. I know it exists, but I have very few connections into it. Basically, I can find almost anything I would ever want in the main marketplace. The rest is available in the night market, if you can find it. It's not going to be easy, sis. I just need to find it before it goes up for auction. If I can buy it back, then things will be fine." "You just told me it was priceless. How do you think you're going to buy it back? Do you have any idea what kind of insane prices some collectors will pay for things like that?" "I'm authorised to offer more than 66,000 ounces of gold, the equivalent of 100 million euros, for it." That stopped me in my tracks. My jaw agape, Karina walked on a few steps before realising I wasn't at her side. She turned around, took in my obviously astonished expression, and grinned. "I'm quite aware we're in the big leagues, and if someone isn't reasonable, then we have to steal it back." "We? People playing with that kind of money don't give a damn about human life." "I'm quite aware of that. That's why the library sent a mage." "Dear Goddess, you've gone mad." She walked back to me, hooked her arm through mine and pulled me along. "Mum wouldn't be surprised at all. She's always said we were crazy." "That was when we were both sober. You've been smoking some weird shit." Around 5 o'clock, when I noticed more people and traffic on the streets, I steered us to my local pub, where my Dublin friends usually met after work. We got there a little ahead of everyone, so our usual table was empty, but the barman recognised me, waved and smiled. Then he saw Karina and his jaw dropped. She still had her hair pulled back in a braid, so we definitely looked like a double image. "Hi, Mike. This is my sister Karina. She's in town."